Ooh, Lord Jesus. Mm, 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 mm. Hold on, y'all. I gotta cut this thing off here. Okay, let me go leave my little wrinkled shirt alone, cause it's clean though. I can tell you that. But shit, in this pandemic and snow. Even though, okay, it's winter. So let me quit. Okay, I'm here, you guys, because I thank God um for discernment. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad I didn't give when I was just about to give, and I asked in that chat, is that your GoFundMe account before I donate? And then all hell broke loose. Oh my goodness. Oops. But hell, I was wondering, and I'm glad I asked because I would have been out of some change, right? Only thing I lost was some sleep and some tears. And you know what? Check this out. Kanika Jenkins' mother, God bless you and your family. And I hope you get closure. I am a mother who lost a son. He was 13, went missing for a short time. But then I found out, later, when the homicide people had let me know. All of those emotions actually came back up through this whole fiasco here. And it's been a little grip for me, since everything has happened. So I've been able to deal, with a lot of the feelings that I had went through at the time, and just definitely had to go through a lot through that. And it opened up um feelings that had laid dormant because I didn't feel it to that degree until Rita's daughter went missing. Feel me? Because I used to be all up in Rita's chat and everything. She'd holler out Mosby all the time. I was dropping little trinkets, little small little something, Wasn't it really wasn't much. But I did it because I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I don't regret. I don't regret anything. I never asked for anything back either. All I we've never really talked. I can't say that we talked behind scene. I think one time I might have sent an email when I was considering possibly trying to throw her a little something up there in her area, but for her Rita Nation and everything. Um, but when that whole situation with the Percocets came about, that's when I realized that. Now that's when I felt taken, and that's when I stopped giving. It was during that time because I didn't. Excuse me, I didn't realize, but it shouldn't really matter. Once you give, whatever they choose to do with the loot, it's on them. But I just didn't realize, anyway, I didn't realize that. It really wasn't my business, really. But I was hurt to know. Anyway, past all that, we get up to this one here. I peeped that video of Rita's mother when she was going surviving Rita 1 and 2 with her and her daughter when they was really going in on Rita, right? Fast forward up to the time when her mama gonna show up at her door with the police knocking on the door. And I think up until a certain point, it was unknown to Rita. I believe that. I don't think Rita was in it from jump. The mom and the daughter was in on it. The mom and the daughter was in on it. And the mother twisted stuff at the part where when the daughter stormed out and went on with that boy. Mm. See, the grandma still stuck back in the days when you raising kids, and I mean, you definitely do have to keep an eye on your babes, even for short. And boy, don't I know. Especially girls. And I thought, what kind of mom would knock on her daughter's door with the police to tell her that her daughter's missing, and be okay with her daughter breaking down a couple times in front of her? At one point, she tried to say, "Oh, Rita, please calm down." I thought that was a little bit of theatrics even then. It was just, and the way that the tears would kind of come up to here but never fall a lot. Um, as I was watching intently, because I didn't get sleep. I did not get a lot of sleep. I really didn't. Because I was worried about where she was at. And as we're going through the wee hours of the night and things like that, I'm thinking there was a point where the mom did tell Rita about what happened. And I think that part was, see, Rita's numbers was not doing all that great. Um, but she was on the rise. I will say that. She was on the rise, right? The mother thought that Rita's followers were not going to take it as far as they did because they had limited, communications or dealings with her. It was to the minimum. And so I think she felt that it was going to stay within Rita's initial decree. But what happened is they tapped into everybody's emotions, mine included. They tapped into everybody's. Well, we were worried. Those, for me, I know who to unsubscribe to, and I know who to keep my subscriptions with when this went down. This right here showed me who the real women were, who the real mothers were. It really did. The part that just really disturbed my spirit of giving is seeing the deceit, and the intentional deceit at that. It's like, Katreia, you knew that it was all fake from the time that you knocked on Rita's door. And when you guys were riding in that car, and when you got out, and we can kind of hear this talk in the background because the phone kind of stayed towards the sky for the most part, But then as I was watching Rita's face in the car, when she was looking out the window every now and then, trying to give that look of concern. Again, the theatrics of it all, because that's when I think she knew. Because, excuse me, it's cold out there, y'all. Because before it was easy for her to get emotional. But at the point when she found out that it was all a scam, she couldn't force the tears. She kept, for me, repeating, like she was trying to convince us of the scenario, of trying to keep us on thinking of which boy it could have been, who it could have been that she was with, and yeah, she was on the right track and she found the right one. And what makes me feel that it was a family affair is when they was going to the different houses, and you can hear the mama, okay, let's go to this house, let's just go around the corner, Rita, let's go here. And when it was going to the when they went to that cabbie place, The little Uber. I forgot what name they call it. They call it different up there. But when they went there, if that had been me and it was my daughter missing and my mom was in there with me, I can promise you my mom would have clowned. My mom would have showed that, hey, you hear me? Not only her, but I would have too. She probably would have tell me to calm down, and then she would act behind. And my sister would have too. And everybody would have been, baby, no, no, no. And so the late night one, the late night one, I think what was happening for me when Rita was in the dark and she was looking out the window, like the daughter said, she was looking for Bill. She was looking for Bill. And things start coming out. See, why Bill didn't come home is because that question of that man that was supposed to be little man's baby daddy. I mean, little man's daddy, which happened to be the so-called dude that they tried to say the friend of Bill's that she might be with. See, you guys twisted and turned this and through so many scenarios. Like that's what really messed you up. You try to throw everyone off track. At every crumb that you threw three to throw them off. And it just start not making sense because those with true analytical sense is going to follow it step by step. And for me, the only time that I really started questioning it, well, it raised the question, but I didn't go on it, is the ransom note being out of sequence. That was a flag for me. But then when the chat started going on and Rita was sitting there, I forgot when, I know it was, she was in the dark and she was looking out the window. And that's when I raised that question and said, was that account yours? And that's when they start going off on that lady. Cause the lady, she's like, what GoFundMe account? I didn't open up no GoFundMe account. And I was like, uh-oh, guess I wasn't supposed to say that, huh? But I'm glad I did. Like I said, I might have saved myself and probably a couple other people some damn change trying to help out, because I started trying to put it as the 10,000 was really to go towards the ransom, right? But still thinking in my head, automatically the officer, and that's where the mama messed it up too. I'm sorry. The mama said when she was on the phone saying that she was acting like she was talking to the detective, but then she referred to the detective as officer. But then the so-called detective told her to call the police. But if you're the officer, I am talking to the police. Can't you just transfer me to where the hell I needs to be? Mm-hmm. And this is all hindsight. This is all hindsight. And I think they really thought that people were going to bombard Rita with monies, especially when she started hollering for Briar. Because we're crying at this point, because that kind of made it seem like it was real right there. But it was just, well, let's get back in the car. And why is that guy, why did he come off to us like that? And stuff like that. Which what it was is, yeah, you might take yourself around to the right house. But Briar was in there with him. He wasn't trying to be a part of it. Because I don't know what caused them to send. And then I guess they said that the mama sent the ransom note. Because I thought it was awfully interesting how the mother never mentioned the ransom note to Rita, right? And in the ransom note, it said that there was already prior communication that she neglected to, do something to act upon. And then because Rita said, well, what do they mean by that, Mom? She didn't even stick on that to keep. Okay, what do they mean? They told you already before that they wanted you to come up with this $7,000. So yeah, I guess I shouldn't have been too surprised. But I just wanted to believe this was. I wanted to believe because after that last fiasco, I was just starting to about to fall out the bushes and be supportive to her again. And then, woo, like I said, discernment, God is good. Discernment, all, hey, so glad, so glad. You know what I'm saying? But you cannot get past this one. I'm sorry. And if you don't get off YouTube, you should. Hold on, I'm gonna just a couple more minutes of your time before I get up off here because your daughter come back up on there talking about how the other man was the baby's dad, and that's what was in question. And you need to go ahead and let Bill know now there's a paternity test that needs to be in question. The mama already knew the whole time. That right there is very disturbing because if the mama and you said she said she knew too. She said she was watching it. So that's what if she says she's sitting there watching this whole thing go down. What you're watching to see if that number was gonna go up on that GoFundMe, or you were watching the Cash App to see how that account was going up or something. That's what made me start thinking everybody was in it together in the end. Not initially, but in the end, everybody started trying to pull everybody, trying to get everybody ass up out of it because you done involve now the FBI. You done involved the Missing Children's Network. You done involved other different organizations. You done pulled in all, a few of what we call the big time creators and everything. So I even told Tasha K thank you. And she sent me a little old heart back. You know what I'm saying? To acknowledge that she was trying to be the same, helpful. And to find out you did some bull like that. See, oh man. Oh, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and let this go because it just lets me know that even though I have a good heart, I have got to definitely use that discernment when I'm following people to support. Cause I'm getting older and I'm getting ready to be sitting back chilling and watching my stories and all that other stuff like I used to do back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And you guys were my stories for a second there. Now, no, you don't send all my children and them money or and stuff like that, but you might go somewhere and see them if they say, oh, so and so from all my children's going to be at the mall, or you can go do a sign my book or something like that. Then you might spend a little $10 or something to get in entry. You know what I'm talking about. If you spend for the Black Expo to see these different celebrities and stuff like that, you would have been really, you're not as big, but you're really no different than them, honestly. On a different level. You might be on the ghetto fabulous level, but still. That's how some people really took some because some of you guys really carried yourself and you carried your platform on a level that would make a person say, oh, you're going to be in my area? Well, let me go spend this little $25 entry just to see them and just have a good time, have just to be out and have a drink. Maybe you hadn't been out in a while and you hear that they're in that's what that is. Ain't nobody necessarily like fans like that. Sometimes it used to trip me out when some of these content were created like, oh, you're a fan and all this other different stuff. No, I'm just a subscriber. I'm just trying to keep up with you. I'm trying to keep what you doing going. But anyway, I'm not trying to go there on that because we back on what Miss with that whole family. That whole family is responsible for this. I'm wondering how it's going to turn out because usually somebody does some time or gets a very big ass fine for doing a false report like that. Real deal. So that's gonna be real interesting. But anyway, I know, like I said, I know who to fuck with now and who not to. I really do. And that stuff that you did, Katreia, honestly, how can you even look yourself in the mirror and be okay with it? If you sat there, this girl is 21. That's legal in every state. Well, I know on some insurance they let you hold your kids till they're 26, but still, you're legal. You can go in and you can buy liquor. So I think some even shows 25, matter of fact, but still, you're legal in the majority of the states. She's a grown woman. And if she can carry herself where she can pay her own rent, possibly get her a car, get her a little low spot, and start doing her own thing, that's what she's supposed to do. You should be glad she's trying to do that. Don't nobody want their kids staying with them till they all grown and stuff like that. At some point, we done sat there and raised you till you're 20 something anyway. Trying to put you through college or whatever you trying to do with your kids. Invest in their future. So you can sit back and chill in your empty nest. Right? Katreia, you doing it all wrong, baby girl. You missed so many opportunities to bring your family together. See what's going on out there in this world? You need to take a hold. This is a time for you to bring your family together. See, the devil, he's walking out here right now, and you're showing us that he's walking. Just in the flesh. Because of this the stuff that you're doing, I promise you, you're not okay. Who am I to judge? I'm not gonna who am I to judge? I was about to say that you're not a child of God, but that's not for me to say. I can't say that you're not a child of God, but right now you are definitely acting like a seed or a spawn of the devil, walking on this earth, spewing that evilness against your own family, and messing with the emotions of the world that was reaching out for your family member that you said, knowingly said, was missing. If you're okay with it at this point, I'm okay with it too. When I push stop on here, I'm gonna be done as far as my part of it. I might drop a little nuggets in somebody's chat or two, I'm sure. But other than that, you are wrong on so many levels, and everybody that was involved is wrong on this one. Because you didn't even have to go to that extent to lie. I done took 22 minutes. I'm gonna go and let this go.